You know, we use sentences every single day without giving it a second thought. But what if I told you that just beneath the surface of even the simplest thing you say, there's a hidden logical structure, kind of like a secret engine that makes it all work? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it runs.
So let's just ask the big question right up front. When you say something, anything at all, what's really going on in there? What's the deep logic that lets us all understand each other so easily?
All right, to figure this out, we're going to start with a puzzle. Just one sentence that seems totally straightforward, but holds a pretty fascinating secret.
Okay, let's dive right in. Here's our sentence. Scarlet poked Mustard with a pencil in the library. It's like a complete little story, right? We've got who did it, who it was done to, what they used, and where it all happened. Seems simple enough.
Well, here's where things get really interesting. From that one single sentence, you automatically know that all of these shorter sentences are also true. If Scarlet poked Mustard with a pencil in the library, then it has to be true that she poked him with a pencil, and that she poked him in the library, and that at the very least she just poked him.
So what's going on here? What's the hidden rule that lets this happen? It feels so natural, like we can just chip away at the sentence, removing details like in the library or with a pencil, and the core meaning is still perfectly fine. I mean, how does our language even do that?
The answer totally changed how we think about language, and it came from a philosopher named Donald Davidson. He gave us the key, this idea of a hidden world of events.
And this is it. The core idea is called event analysis. Davidson suggested that when we talk about actions, we're not just, connecting a subject like Scarlet to an object like Mustard. What we're really doing is describing an event, in this case, a poking event, and then just adding details to it.
And this just reframes everything. See, the old way of thinking was that the verb poked was just a simple bridge connecting Scarlet and Mustard. But Davidson's view? It drops this whole new character right in the middle, the poking event itself. Scarlet and Mustard suddenly become just participants in this event. It's a huge shift in perspective.
Okay, so now that we have this key, this idea of events, let's go back and see if we can unlock that first puzzle.
Okay, check out how this works. Instead of just reading it left to right, think of it like we're building it from the inside out. At the absolute core, there was a poking. Then we ask, who was involved? Well, Scarlet was the agent, Mustard was the patient. What else can we say about this event? It was done with a pencil. And where did it go down? In the library.
And here's the kicker. Those phrases, with a pencil and in the library, they're not essential to the action. They're basically just optional add-ons. Think of them like adjectives for the event. And that's exactly why you can remove them. You're just taking away a description, but the core event, the poking, is still there. And just like that, puzzle solved.
But wait, there's more. The power of this idea doesn't stop there. It's like a master key that unlocks other puzzles too, especially ones that are a bit ambiguous.
Okay, let's look at a new sentence. Plum heard Mustard shriek in the library. Seems simple, right? But listen really closely. There's something tricky going on here.
Yeah, think about it for a second. Who was actually in the library? Was it Plum who was doing the hearing, or was it Mustard who was doing the shrieking? The sentence could mean either one.
And this is where event analysis just shines. So you don't have one event, you have two of them, a hearing event and a shrieking event. The confusion, the ambiguity, it all comes from the fact that we don't know which event in the library is describing. Is it modifying the hearing? That would mean Plum was in the library. Or is it modifying the shriek? Well, then Mustard was in the library.
So by splitting this up into two separate events, we can see exactly where the confusion comes from. The grammar lets that phrase, in the library, attach to either event. It's our real-world knowledge that usually helps us guess what was meant. This theory just makes that whole process crystal clear.
And this wasn't just some clever little party trick for a couple of confusing sentences. Davidson's idea completely blew the doors open for the fields of linguistics and philosophy.
It really all kicked off with his 1967 paper, The Logical Form of Action Sentences. This thing was a total landmark, and it sent these massive ripples through the academic world. It created a whole new way of thinking about language.
And you can literally see the ripple effect right here. This one idea became the foundation for entire new fields. You've got event semantics, which uses events to figure out how we talk about time. Discourse representation theory uses events to help computers understand stories. Others, like situation semantics and abstract categorical grammars, build right on top of it, all trying to connect the words we say to the events in the real world. I mean, it really was a game changer for anyone studying how meaning works.
So, let's wrap this all up. What's the big takeaway here? It's that when you speak, when you put a sentence together, you are doing something so much cooler than just stringing a bunch of words together. You're actually pointing to things happening out in the world, to events, and you're describing them. Your language is this amazing toolkit for painting pictures of those events, for showing who was there and where it happened and how it all went down. You're basically a narrator of reality.
And that just makes you wonder, doesn't it? If this incredibly elegant and powerful system is hiding just beneath the surface of one little sentence, what other incredible hidden rules are buried in the language we use every single day, without us even realizing it?